You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
This is episode 191 of the Healthy Critters Radio on Horse Radio Network. Healthy Critters Radio is brought to you by BioStar US. Find them online at biostarus.com.
On today's show, we discuss sharing Thanksgiving leftovers with your dog or cat. The critter of the show is the Jack Russell Terrier. In critter nutrition, we focus on supplements to keep your horse warm in winter. And in Coffee Klatch, we ask, what cartoon character your horse or dog reminds you of? Join us. Hi, I'm Tigger.
And I'm Patty.
And I'm Coach Jen. Thanks for joining the circus, everybody. We stop by your earbuds twice each month and chit-chat about all things critter and all things healthy. I'm excited to hear about Jack Russell Terriers, for one thing. Do you have a Jack Russell Terrier, Patty?
Oh, yes, I've had them.
Okay, because you've had every breed of dog.
Every breed.
Yes.
The only one that I haven't had is a Cavalier Spaniel. The
King Charles Spaniel.
What are they called? Yeah, that's the only. And I will at some point.
You will at some point.
Yeah.
So I am always in charge of chit chat because Tigger and Patty invariably come into our recording sessions, sliding in to home base, getting their butt dirty, unprepared.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm recording for the first time from my good friend Helena's house, Hootoo Hollow, she calls it, here in Aiken. And I made a little road trip yesterday, came up from Florida to Aiken, and it worked out really convenient because I could take what is referred to as a surface road all the way up. I didn't have to take the interstate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did not have to take I-95. And anytime I can avoid I-95,
it's a good thing.
I do. Yes, I do. So chit chat today is going to be about road trips and how you plan your route. So Tigger,
that's a good one.
Every year you go to Wellington, and so as does Patty. When you go to Wellington, you drive, do you not?
I do.
And how do you choose your route? What are the criterion for which way you choose to get there?
The fastest.
Shortest route, regardless of what kind of road it is and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. And how about you, Patty? When you take a long road trip, what are your criteria?
Well, it's funny that you say it. I mean, so I went to Florida for years and years and years from Virginia or New Jersey. So it was really, I just went the same route, and I wanted to get there the fastest because most of the time, well, actually when I was in Virginia or Jersey, I always was, shipping the horses. Since I've been in Texas, to me, it just seems like everything should just be real easy and straightforward. So I just tend to plug it into Google and wing it. And it's just a couple of times I just remember, driving along thinking, I literally have no idea where I am. Like, I just don't know where I am. So I try to be a little bit more prepared about that, but I'm way too reliant on Google Maps or,
you just go where you're told. Just go where you're told.
Yeah. And, but then the problem is then like all of a sudden think I know where I am. I'm like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. And so I'll get myself, I just did this the other day. I plugged something into Google Maps. I'm like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. And I completely was wrong. So, yeah. But
you have to be either all in or not with Google Maps. Yeah.
It's only taken a couple of years, I don't know, over 50 for me to figure that out. So, so I generally was wherever I go, try to get the fastest. The only time we ever, like when we go out west, that's when we try to take, like I'll take more time and take the scenic route or whatever. But generally it's always fast and by Google.
Here it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sliding.
Glenn and I are both very much quality of the journey versus speed of the journey. We will comfortably take an hour detour in order to avoid horrid driving conditions. Yeah. Just
That's smart. That's probably that's probably something that I should do.
I would rather be on the road an extra hour than have to spend 40 minutes in traffic or in construction it just makes me miserable. So if you have special criteria for your trips, do you take trips and like to have lots of really cool stuff to look at, or do you take trips that avoid toll roads? What are the settings on your telephone GPS? That's what we want to know.
Yeah.
And stop by Facebook, Healthy Critters Radio. We have a Facebook page there, and let us know. Send us a picture.
Today's topic in our roundtable is sharing Thanksgiving leftovers with your dog or cat. So I have a couple of tips in this regard. I think it's perfectly fine to share Thanksgiving leftovers with your dog. And there are certain foods you can allow your cat to enjoy. But like a cat can have a little bit of potato as long as it doesn't have any, onions or weird non-cat food. They certainly can have the turkey. They may not be so crazy about the stuffing. But one of the challenges I think that a lot of people have with Thanksgiving leftovers is the day after Thanksgiving, you're all in to have a turkey sandwich because that really does taste pretty good the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But maybe by Saturday and Sunday, it's like no more turkey.
How many days of turkey can you do? How many consecutive days of turkey can you do?
Well, I am a vegetarian. So
well, how many consecutive days of fake turkey can you do?
I don't even do fake turkey. But when I ate turkey, I could do it 2 days in a row.
Oh, not me.
It.
I could do it for a week.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. I love turkey. Oh, I could do it. Especially it has to be dark meat though.
Really?
It has to be moist. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have to. I'm a dark meat.
I was too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I literally can do. I could do with cranberry sauce. I could do it probably every day straight for the rest of my
life. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's.
How about you, Jen? How many days can you eat turkey in a row?
I could probably do a 5-day run on turkey.
Whoa!
Yeah,
I didn't know I'd be the odd man out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could do a 5 day. There's so many different things you can do with turkey.
Yeah.
Turkey is basically a flavorless vessel. It's not real intense. You can make turkey soup and turkey salad and turkey sandwiches and turkey tacos and turkey chili and yeah.
Well, yeah, see, I just eat the turkey. Just eat it how it was on Thanksgiving. I just think that's so funny. I don't change. As long as I have cranberry sauce, man, and a little stuffing, I just keep it the same.
There you go.
Well, once you have taken most of the meat off the turkey, what do you do with the bones?
Yes, what do you do?
You make bone broth for your dogs.
And how do you do I'm not the chef in the house. We're going to put that out there to begin with. Glenn's the one that makes good soups. So you have a roasted turkey. You've picked the yummy bits off. So when you make bone broth, you just put the bones in there? Do you put the skin in there? What all do you put in there?
You can put the skin in there. But you're definitely going to put the bones in there because that's what you want to get the collagen out.
Ah, okay.
Right? So this is my simple recipe for bone broth. I get my crock pot out and I put the bones in. And you add enough water so that it covers the carcass by an inch. And you add 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. and you cook it on high in the crock pot for about 2 hours. And then you reduce it to low for about 22 hours.
22
Oh, wow.
hours?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But it's a crock pot. It's just sitting over in the corner.
Yeah, but
cooking.
still, I didn't know you could cook anything for 22 hours.
Well, it's to break down the collagens, get the gelatin and the collagen.
So you left it
out.
in there for 22 hours. What happens next?
And then what I do is I strain it because sometimes the little turkey bones will break.
Yeah.
So I'll strain it to get those out. And then I'll pack ice around the bowl that's now holding the bone broth to cool it down quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pour it into jars and start feeding it to the dogs.
So would you do it?
And you could also give it to the cats.
And to the cats, yes. So obviously you wouldn't do this if you had a Cajun turkey fry.
Correct.
Right.
Or yeah. Yes.
Right. If you do weird, interesting, and exotic stuff, would you do it the same way if you were using a fresh carcass, one that had not already been roasted?
No, you have to cook it first.
Okay. Got it.
I mean, you can take raw bones and make bone broth out of it. Absolutely. But a carcass is going to have all that meat.
Well, because some people will buy like turkey necks and.
Oh yeah, they're great to make.
Right.
To make bone broth.
Okay.
But I was just trying to give our listeners a great, rather than throwing the carcass
throw it away. Yeah. Now, if your dog is not used to getting bone broth, your dog typically, for the most part, eats kibble. How much would one appropriately put into their dog food for a treat?
A couple of tables, but dogs, I mean, I've never seen bone broth is curative.
Okay.
And if the, sometimes bone broth produces a lot of gelatin.
Mm-hmm.
So when you stick your spoon in it, you go, what is all that wiggly stuff?
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
You didn't ruin it. That's the good stuff.
That's the good stuff.
That's the stuff. You're not trying to make stock. You're not trying to make turkey stock.
That's aspic, isn't it? The gooey stuff that you get up there?
Yeah, it's actually the collagen.
Yeah.
So that's the good stuff. And I have a friend who, when she makes it, she pours what she doesn't need right away into ice cube trays.
Oh, that's good thinking.
And then if a dog is sick or doesn't feel well, she can just, heat up the cubes and they have the nourishing broth.
Yeah.
Because it really is restorative.
Or for that matter, if you want to make a bunch of it and feed it for however, that way you don't have to make it as often, right? If you want to use turkey necks or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, obviously,
but the good thing about Thanksgiving is you get a turkey at Thanksgiving and a turkey at Christmas.
Dun, dun, dun. The best reason right there. The best reason to have turkey
bonanza
and not ham.
Of bone broth.
That's right. Because ham, you can't do that.
No.
Well, there you go. Bone broth for your pups for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Real horses and real dogs are healthier, perform better, and recover more quickly on real food. That's why BioStar empowers horse and canine owners with 100% whole food nutrition, supplements, and feeding programs. BioStar products are made at their own certified non-GMO facility in Gordonsville, Virginia, using real food ingredients that are raw, freeze-dried, or dehydrated, never cooked, and are free from artificial flavors, colors, soy, corn, wheat, and molasses. The BioStar product line includes a wide range of whole food, horse and dog supplements, treats, and unique artisan poultices that embrace the ancient and traditional uses of clay and plants. Visit biostarus.com today and learn about whole foods and canine and equine nutrition so you can make the best decisions about the care and health of your horses and dogs. That's biostarus.com. Whole food nutrition the way nature intended.
And now it's time for the breed of the show.
So I had to figure out what type of breed to do. And I thought, the one I've never done is the Jack Russell Terrier. And I don't know, Tigger, have you ever had a Jack Russell?
I have not,
Okay.
but I've known many.
Yes, of course, we all have. So I actually have had several, and that's what prompted me to this. And some of the best dogs I've ever had was, do you remember Ruby Doo?
Ruben,
the Jack Russell. He was the best Jack Russell. But they're definitely a specific breed. So they are extremely energetic and need a high level of exercise and stimulation. There are different variations of Jack Russells, one being the shorter legged one and one being longer, and that's called the Parson. And the person who originally bred the first Parsons Russell was Reverend John Jack Russell, a Parson hunting enthusiast. And they can be, kind of cool. They can be traced all the way back to the now extinct English White Terrier. These little buggers have an incredible work nature, and they're very sturdy, tough, tenacious little dog. They can measure anywhere between 10 to 15 inches at the withers and can get anywhere from 14 to 18 pounds. Although I will tell you, I've seen some 20 pounders and higher.
That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
No. Not a good thing. They're predominantly white with some black, brown, or tan markings. And there's several different types of coat. They're the smooth or the rough, or a combination of both, which is known as a broken coat, which is kind of my favorite. I like when they have the cute little whiskers. So the Jack Russell Terrier and the Parsons Russell Terrier are very similar breed, sharing a common origin, but they have some marked differences. Most notable is the range and acceptable height. The Parsons Russell tends to be the bigger one, the longer one. That's what Reuben was. And they have a longer head and chest and overall body size, where the Russell Terrier, who is also sometimes called the English Jack Russell, or the short Jack Russell, ranges anywhere from 8 to 12 inches.
May I remind everybody that the Parsons Terrier was best known as the dog on Frasier.
Right. And also, since you brought that up, this is what I was going to end with, but I'm going to tell you now. The RCA dog was a Parsons Jack Russell.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I actually have a statue. My brother gave that to me years ago. But first and foremost, these little guys are workers and were originally bred to get foxes out of their dens during hunts. They are used for numerous ground-dwelling animals, such as groundhogs, badgers, otters, and red and gray fox. In fact, my sister-in-law had one when we lived in Virginia, and I cannot tell you how many times we would have to go, and Virginia has red clay, and would go down a hole, for whether it was a fox or groundhog or whatever, and would get stuck down there, and we would have to dig the dog out. Many a Jack Russell story. But they're extremely intelligent, very athletic, quite fearless, and extremely vocal. If this breed is not properly stimulated or exercised, they have a tendency to get bored and can create their own fun, which sometimes can be your wall or furniture, or get involved with a porcupine, which is another Jack Russell sister-in-law story that was interesting. More than once, you would think a dog would get hit with porcupine needles and probably try to avoid it. Yeah, they're tenacious. So because of their high energy, they also would make a great fly ball or agility dog. As this dog is highly, highly recommended that you bring to obedience class, even if you've done obedience class before, because if you don't, and if they're left to their own way of thinking to socialize, they can become a little aggressive towards other animals. Having said that, like I've said, I've had several and properly socialized them, and they were fantastic with everything: kids, dogs, cats, horses. Another great fact is they are known to have a very long lifespan, and they're pretty free from major health concerns or health issues. But this is interesting. I did not know this. One thing to note about them is that because they'll pursue, most creatures, they can encounter skunks, and they are prone to a toxic shock syndrome. The chemical in the skunk sprays into the dog and be absorbed into their red blood cells and undergo, and I cannot say this word, Tigger, maybe you know it. It's HAEMOLYSS, something, I don't even know how to say it, but basically, I guess genetically, for whatever reason, some of these dogs, they can have a blood issue with skunks. I never had heard that. And it can lead to anemia and blood failure or kidney failure. So then I was going to note that one of the most famous Jack Russells was the dog on Fraser, and is Nipper, who was the RCA dog. And he was born in 1884.
Wow.
I know. But last but not least, they're fantastic barn dogs. But again, they need to be trained or they will chase horses and occasionally get kicked by the horses, which is yet another story I had, but that all turned out fine. But biggest thing to note is that if they're trained well, they really are fantastic dogs. And we traveled, as we were talking about earlier, back and forth from Florida all the time, and just great travel companions. But they are not an apartment dog if they don't get exercise. So they are a great little dog. Jen, have you ever had a Jack Russell?
I have not. My parents had a Jack Russell Terrier, and he was, I don't know that he was necessarily a particularly well-bred Jack Russell. He had a lot of health issues that I feel quite confident were the genetic types of health issues. But right. I know so many farriers with Jack Russells. They're like the official farrier dog.
Yeah.
Because they're
and vets.
They can go in.
And vets with Jack Russells.
My favorite part about a Jack Russell Terrier is that it's one of the few common popular small dogs that retains its physical and mental terrierness.
Yes.
So many small breeds, because the smaller Jack Russells are very small. So many of the small breeds have been that were originally working dogs. They've tried to breed them into lap dogs and they've become less healthy and more fragile. Whereas Jack Russells, with the exception of the few pet bred ones, are, like you said, they're tough and they're tenacious and they're great farm dogs, but they're a small farm dog versus when you think of farm dogs, you always think of these giant things, but they're a handy dandy compact dog. They're made to go in the huntsman's coat pocket. So cool. Good to know.
We have a Jack Russell at BioStar that our equine specialist has a Jack Russell puppy. His name is Ollie. That's the funniest dog. And he just won his first Jack Russell puppy race. At Montpelier. He's
oh my gosh, I did that race.
You did?
In Montpelier. I sure did. And Ruben wouldn't run. He wouldn't run. It was so funny. It was because I was like, oh my gosh, he's so fast or whatever. And you stand at one end and they're supposed to go to the other. God, how they even do it now. And he got all of them jetted off. He jetted out, turned around, looked at me, and came running right over to me. I'm like, well, that's weird. That's so cute.
Oh, this puppy is adorable, and he's such a character. Oh my God! And a big dog can walk in, and he goes right up to them and says, "Who do you think you are?"
Not today.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. And speaking of dogs, I think we need to talk. We need to talk to the most famous dog on the internet.
We should ask Hedwig about Jack Russells.
We should. Let's do that.
Oh, I think that's a fantastic idea.
The world's only podcasting Pomeranian. Here she comes.
Hetty!
Hello. How's everyone?
Well, we've had an interesting critter of the show segment.
Okay.
And it was on Jack Russell Terriers.
Oh.
So we wanted to get your take on Jack Russell Terriers.
First, I have to tell a story.
Okay.
My sister was attacked by a bird of prey. And my other sister chased off the pterodactyl. But my sister, Christabel, was seriously wounded. And it is only through sheer grit and determination and the overwhelming will to survive that she continues among us today.
That is quite a tale, Hedwig.
Yeah.
It's all true. She was saved by my sister, Peas Blossom, and steroids.
Not necessarily in that order.
The vet might have helped. No, it was. My sister, Peas Blossom, chased off the pterodactyl.
And it was a hawk?
Yes, a pterodactyl hawk.
Wow.
I've never heard of that breed.
Well, you don't know everything, do you?
Apparently not.
Well, Hetty, I'm so glad Christabel is still with us.
Me too, because, she's perfect and I cannot live without her. So that would have gone ugly.
Yeah, that would not have been good.
No.
Yeah.
So maybe Christabel needs her own Jack Russell Terrier.
Yes, maybe the Jack Russell Terrier could have taken the hit for us all. I mean, Jack Russell Terriers are fine. There's no need to reproduce them or anything. But I suppose if you wanted to have a dog that's so stupid it chases something under a building and then can't get out because it can't back up, they're ideal.
You don't find them sort of cute and amusing and, smart in almost a Pomeranian way?
That would be a no for me, a hard no.
Okay.
I mean, no, they can't back up.
Okay, but there's other things they can do that would be very useful to a Pomeranian.
They're not even excellent servant material.
Oh, well, they probably get you like fresh kill.
I don't want fresh.
They will. They have been known to break into cupboards and provide candy and chocolate and peanut butter, though.
Now that is true. There was one excellent one that would jump up when her human being got chocolates in a box of chocolates. She would open the box of chocolates, select out the type she wanted, close the box, leaving the little paper wrapper, and then depart to eat her chocolate.
That's a very stealthy Jack Russell Terrier.
This caused a great deal of consternation in her household because everyone blamed everyone else for eating all the chocolate.
It's a good story, Hetty.
Yes, it's a true story.
Yep.
She never got sick.
So Hedwig, up in an upcoming episode, we're going to be at episode number 200 of Healthy Critters Radio really soon.
Whoa.
And
we've all worked so hard.
We have worked very hard. And I would love for you to make up a brief list for us, if you could, for that episode of the 5 breeds of dog besides Pomeranians that are actually useful and why. Now we have a few episodes to go yet. So you have a little time to think about this, but think up 5 breeds of dogs that Hedwig the Pomeranian would feel would be actually useful to Hedwig the Pomeranian. For example, a Jack Russell Terrier could be useful for getting chocolate.
Or a very tall dog could be useful for getting things off the counter.
So, yes.
In an upcoming episode, we're going to ask you that question. So,
so be prepared.
Maybe you could think on that a little bit over the holidays and have that ready for us.
I just want to know, will you all be giving thanks for knowing me?
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Will that be a big part of your dinner?
I'm going to be saying, I'm going to be giving thanks for knowing you and not having you in my home. Absolutely.
I'm right there with you.
Bye-bye, Hedwig.
Thanks, Hetty. And now we're at Critter Nutrition. Topic is how to help your horse stay warm this winter. Providing circulatory support to horses during the winter months is beneficial on many levels, as is maintaining good digestive fire, an Ayurvedic term for healthy absorption and digestion of food and nutrients. Improving circulatory health. Horses need movement. By nature, horses are herd animals who are constantly moving and continually foraging for food. Horses maintained in a herd or turned out 24/7 get basic circulatory support by simply walking and eating. Yet horses who spend 8 hours a day or more in a stall may need additional circulatory support to help reduce stiffness in their joints and body. Even younger horses feel the demands cold weather makes on their bodies. Joints become stiffer, and it's harder to stay warm even under blankets. With improved circulation, horses can move more comfortably even in cold weather. Increased circulation improves blood flow throughout the body, which also plays a key role in tissue healing and repair. At the skin level, vasodilation is experienced as warmth, like the feeling we get when we take a hot bath. Nitric oxide is the master circulatory molecule in the body, acting as a vasodilator, relaxing and expanding blood vessels for increased blood supply. Vasodilation is an important component in healing. When we increase circulation with shockwave therapy, for example, it helps the body send more nutrients and support to the area needing healing and can help move inflammation. Increased circulation helps muscles and joints, reducing lactic acid in muscles and driving the body's own gags to joints and other structures. Good circulation is also important for horses' feet, and many problems in feet are the result of poor circulation. Isoxaprine is a well-known medication for increasing vasodilation in horses. Nitric oxide is the key to circulation. Nitric oxide helps move blood from the heart to the feet and back to the heart. The heart is the key organ of the circulatory system. As it beats, blood is sent throughout the body, and the feet are responsible for sending blood upward and back to the heart. Any inflammatory imbalances in the foot will reduce return circulation to the rest of the body and the heart. Recirculation is help with nitric oxide, relaxing the smooth muscles, allowing for more blood flow. This is especially important to maintain healthy feet and to help with foot issues such as navicular syndrome, bursa, bruising, and laminitis. One of the key nutrients for nitric oxide production is the amino acid L-arginine. The body converts L-arginine to nitric oxide. In nature, L-arginine is always found with L-lysine, another amino acid. Some plants and foods are high in arginine and low in lysine. Others are high in lysine and low in arginine. But these two amino acids are always together. Supplements for circulation that only include isolated arginine, not in its whole food form, may not be as effective as supplements containing both arginine and lysine. This isolated use has led to varying results, with some researchers debating the benefits of short and long-term supplementation with arginine that is not food-derived. For horses, the plant ingredients containing high amounts of arginine include pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, brewer's yeast, oranges, oats, and spirulina. Indian gooseberry, known as amalaki or amla in Ayurvedic medicine, is a potent rejuvenating adaptogen. In Sanskrit, it is known as mother, nurse, and immortality. Western science has illuminated amalaki's promotion of circulation by increasing nitric oxide production in the body. Studies have shown that a patented extract of amalaki called capros increased nitric oxide production by 41.89 to 50.7% in people with metabolic syndrome.
Wow.
Other circulatory supported plants for horses are turmeric, ginger, black pepper, and hawthorn berry. They do not increase nitric oxide, but they do assist in vasodilation, helping to widen and relax the smooth muscle cells within the blood vessel walls. BioStar's Circuvate is an advanced circulatory support formula with Capros, the patented Indian gooseberry extract, organic pumpkin seeds, organic sesame seeds, chia seeds, yeast, organic oranges, and organic ginger. For a lot of horses, it's a game changer. Circuvate helps your horse stay warmer in the cold weather. Circulation is improved with supplementation that supports better blood flow. The warming aspects of increased circulation also keeps them supple and more comfortable. Improved circulation helps to remove damaging waste products, balance the inflammatory response, and support muscles and connective tissue. Digestion. Supporting digestive fire with active probiotic yeasts. In Ayurvedic medicine, foods, plants, fungi, and yeast are categorized into one of three categories: cooling, warming, or neutral. Active yeasts, capable of colonization, are categorized as warming. Yeast increases digestive fire and helps to move stagnation in the body, thereby increasing circulation and supporting the GI tract's digestion and utilization of food. Yeasts are especially beneficial for horses in winter for maintaining weight and supporting circulation, particularly for senior horses. Active yeast strains like Saccharomyces boulardii and Saccharomyces cerevisiae also support the production of the short-chain fatty acids in the hindgut, including butyrate. Short-chain fatty acids modulate health through energy metabolism, gut barrier function, and immunomodulation. Boosting short-chain fatty acids is especially beneficial to easy keepers and insulin-resistant horses who tend towards stagnation and need more digestive fire. BioYeast from BioStar combines two active yeast strains, S. boulardii and S. cerevisiae, for a combined strength of 100 billion colony-forming units per serving. That's 1 teaspoon. These active yeasts provide both probiotic and prebiotic support, but only active yeast can do both. The small serving is an advantage for many horses who may be averse to finding large doses of powder in their feed buckets. Digestive warming for hard keepers. Chaff hay is a non-GMO chopped fermented alfalfa with yeast. It is a fantastic supplemental hay for winter. I feed it using ground feeders to augment the hay the horses are already getting. The yeasts in chaff hay will provide the warming and digestive fire support the hard keepers need. The fact that the alfalfa is fermented makes it easy for horses to digest.
Very common supplement for horses, and it usually seems to be marketed as a supplement for hoof health, is brewer's yeast. Brewer's yeast is not the same stuff.
No.
It is not an active live colony forming.
Yeah, if you
thing.
want the digestive support, brewer's yeast isn't it. But brewer's yeast is going to have arginine in it, so it will support some nitric oxide production.
Got it. See? Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, no problem. And now we're at Coffee Klatch, and the question is, what cartoon or comic character does your horse or dog remind you of? I'm going to start with my 8-month-old puppy, Kenobi, who is a cross between Mighty Mouse and Bart Simpson.
Now, what part of Mighty Mouse and what part of Bart Simpson?
Here I come to save the day. He's very, he's all there. And then he's also Bart Simpson's.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's sweet.
How about you, Patty?
Okay. As usual, I didn't stay within the lines of your instructions, but I went with a movie character. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a cartoon. And it's And I'm going to send you a picture because then you'll see it. So my French Bulldog Angus looks exactly like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
He does.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
So, yeah, I mean, to the T. I mean, except he's white, but it's just, I don't know. That when I watched that movie, I was like, oh my gosh, this looks exactly like him. So
that's really
that's
funny.
what I got. Yeah, yeah.
It's Jennifer.
I'm going to do Scooter for this one. Scooter is my husband's Hackney pony. And, I wish I could remember his name. That's terrible. Dudley Do-Right's horse's name.
Oh, God. What was its name?
There we go. But he's got a little bit of Hedwig the Pomeranian in him too. But he's snarky. And if he doesn't like something,
he rolls his eyes
and pin his ears and so he's just Dudley Do-Right's horse. There we go. Oh, that's funny.
Well, I also did Keen and Lionheart.
Okay, so tell us which one Keen is. Where does he fit in the pack?
Keen is 4 years old, and he's kind of the mentor to my Mighty Mouse Bart Simpson puppy, and he's Snoopy.
Oh, perfect. Does he sit on top of his doghouse?
Well, no, but Snoopy had an amazing creativity, and Keen is very creative.
You can see him sitting on his doghouse fighting the Sopwith camel.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
And Lionheart was SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
That's fun.
SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh my goodness.
So I hope you've enjoyed what cartoon characters our animals remind us of. And hopefully you've thought of some characters as you've been listening of what your dog or cat or horse, what characters they remind you of, because it's good for a chuckle, and that always makes the day better.
And I'm going to end the show with another request. We ask Hedwig to come up with a list for the upcoming extravaganza that will be episode number 200 on Healthy Critters Radio. And Hedwig is going to provide us with a list of the 5 breeds of dog that will be personally useful to her.
Yes.
And why. But I have an assignment. Go ahead.
I think we should pick what cartoon character Hedwig reminds us of.
Oh, yeah. There we go. That'll be maybe for next episode. Write that down. I have an assignment for listeners. For many, 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 many episodes, we had our closing where you had to rap with your raptor, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes. Our
goal is to have a whole new set come episode number 200. So if you have a good rhyme, rap with your raptor, because we have to get A to Z, need 26 of them, please send them to me, Jennifer@horseradionetwork.com. And we will incorporate as many as we can into the new closing for Healthy Critters Radio.
Yay!
So it has to be a verb, rap, as in sing, followed by an animal, rap with your raptor. And I'm drawing a blank on some of the other ones, but we had A to Z, and we put it at the end of each show. So if you have a clever one, a cute one, a fun one, the letter of your choice, please send it to me, Jennifer@horseradionetwork.com. And as I said, we'll try to squish as many of them as we can into the closing of episode number 200, coming up soon to your earbuds. And we'll see you again soon, everybody.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Love your dog. Hug your horse. Feed your chickens. Clean your litter box. Dance with your goat. Slither with your snake. Howl at the moon. Hang with your hamster. Party with your parrot. Waddle with your walrus. Outwit your otter. Cuddle your cows. Rap with your raptor. Go chipping with your chipmunks. Forgive your fox. While hedging your hog. We also recommend that you rack with your raccoon. Gyrate with your giraffe. Meditate with a meerkat. Uber with your orangutan. Facebook with your flamingo. Ponder with your panda. Walk with your Wookiee. Yawn with your yak. Twitter with your toucan. Go raining with your reindeer. Dropbox your dragon.